Isn't that special? Why? Now see why they don't want me to see why they're deleting shit. Does that make sense? If you're deleting stuff, that's what I want to catch. Because then there's something wrong there. There's smoke. When there's smoke, your instinct as a man is to go in and pull people out of that building if you can. Even if you can't, I'm going to try. Especially if there's children in there. Not kids. Kids are goats. Children. So if there's children in there, I'm going in. And I've proven that. So I'm not even talking shit. I'm not even saying it for that reason. I'm saying that if you're going to tell me I can't for no good reason. Now, if there's a good reason, I'll go by the... I can play by rules. But I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not harassing anybody. I'm not going after anybody. I'm not a jerk off. I'm just a guy with screwed up computers right now. And I have a team member that alerted me to a sun issue today. Great catch. Thank you, Joe. And here we are now. See how God makes things happen? I didn't make it happen. And she didn't know I was going to go online. This is all in play. There's a reason for everything. You know what I mean? And if we catch something today, we did it all as a team. So you guys are my team members. Whoever wants to be on this team, cool, let's go. Oh, what was that? Did you see the dark circle? Whoa. This is why I let it play. Look at this circle that forms right here by the sun. Boom. Now people say, that's just a cloud, stupid. It's just strange that those clouds show up at certain times and they're always around the sun. And there's only one. How come none of the other clouds have a shadow on them? This is why I'm letting it play. I want to watch it over and over until I catch something. I'm going to find something here. Something's telling me to keep looking at this. So, this line is because it's so bright. It shouldn't be there. The sun, see how this is west? This camera's hard to get used to until you visually picture you're in one of those shaky things with the snowflakes and all that. Snow globe. This is the view from inside a snow globe, looking from, if you're laying on your back in a snow globe, look straight up, that's straight ahead in the picture. Then you look to your left, that'll be east. West is to your right. Look over your head is north. Look at your toes is south. If you could picture it like that, this will start to look more normal. And you'll get used to it. If you've never seen this before, you'll get used to it. So just hang in there. Let me check my status. All right, we're back in the green. This computer is so freaking fast that I'm only using 3% of my CPU. So I got to kick up the quality if that's possible. The other one, I had to turn it down because it couldn't handle it. And this one's not even warm. That's hilarious. It's not even warm. So I'm so glad we got this new setup. All right. However, my frames per minute or second is not right. So next time I'll have that fixed. Hopefully you're seeing the video okay. If not, when it uploads later and they compress all this, it should be fine. Even the dead spots. All right. It looks like we're back online. Now, this one has the nighttime camera. See down here? These are the times. This 1700 is 5 o'clock p.m. yesterday over here. The most current time is over here to the right. 1500 is 3 o'clock. So 3, it's going on 4 o'clock. And this is in what, New Mexico, I think? Oh, Maine. So this is East Coast time. So right here to the furthest right is live time on this scale right here. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm trying to show everybody how to use this because you'll sit here for hours and if you got time. Usually when you're trying to fall asleep or something, yeah, let me check the cameras. And you go, oh man, and you're like, what is this? Or you'll see like these triangles. What is that? What the hell was that? Hang on a second. I just heard grumbling and rumbling. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Okay. Am I live? Looks like it. Okay. Back to the camera. So, do you understand how this is working? 5 o'clock last night. In about an hour, it'll be 24 hours since this point. So you can see at 1800 at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, you see the sunlight going away right here. When you get used to these cameras, there's some neat things you'll see in the night sky even. So it's not just a daytime thing. So you can see where it's dark throughout every, so every 10 minutes or whatever, they're taking a picture. And you will see weird stuff going through the skies. Okay? So this one is East Coast. So now here's the other cool thing. Oh wait, I want to see the star thing, or not star, the sun looking thing that was up here. Hang on. It's up over here in the northeast corner, I think. Hang on. Maybe it's gone by now. We'll have to look at the old tape. When they cut me off a little while ago, there was a orange. So if you go back and look at this, whatever point it is in the video, there's going to be an orange looking little dot going across off the screen this way, up in this corner. And that's why I got excited when I saw it, and then they cut me off the internet. So, I don't know, weird coincidence. But let's go to another camera. I want to remind myself to look at it. Now, look right here. There's something moving right here. Right here. This is why you're going to like these cameras right here, because they're time-lapse. So, if they don't hide something correctly, you'll catch little anomalies going on. Like, you'll see shapes or whatever going on. And you'll see things moving. Right here, these two dots are moving right here. They're underneath this cloud. See this right here? Right here. Let me zoom in. Hang on. There's something there. Believe me, there's something there. This is why this gets to be fun. And your little look at this moving right here. Two dots are moving side by side through the air up there. Heading west northwest. Right here. Right here. Right here. Inside this circle right here. Do you see it? So those are the things you're going to start noticing when you're like, and then I haven't looked at these since last summer, this actual set of cameras, so I couldn't remember the name. You will start to get used to things that are on certain cameras too, because you'll be like, oh, that's the Missouri one. Yeah, that building's over here, this is over here, the sun. You'll get used to things. And then look at right here. Then there's a dot right here that's not there the whole time. See that? Right here. And then they put like a haze and you can't see it all of a sudden. And that's where this haze comes from. It's just weird. You'll start noticing weird shit. That's some weird shit. And these are definitely right here moving this way. This direction. Up. It looks like there's three things right there. One big one there and two little ones. Alright, next. On to the next. What's going on? Let's get... I'm looking at these to see what has a little bit clear. Just so we could see the sun. I want to see... Here's Arizona. Sonoita. Let's take a look at this one. Now, when you saw this up in Arizona earlier, I didn't know they had an Arizona camera on this system, but let's see how far. Well, actually, this goes back pretty far. So on this, you can see anomalies. See this black dot right here? That's the nice thing with this map, if they have it on here. See the sun right here? It's moving to the right because the west is over here. East is over here. So watch. The sun starts out like here, and it's moving this direction. Now, this looks like it may be something on the lens because it's not really moving. Or it could be a spider. Remember that. It could be a spider. But look at the rays coming out of the ground. Look at this. This is very interesting. The sun is up here, right? But these vescicular, or whatever the word is, rays are coming from the south sky. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. Straight south, look at the lines coming up. Like there's a light source down here. This is some serious shit. Unless you could tell me this is a camera anomaly or the sun's reflecting out of the south sky. Do you see what I'm talking about? There's sun rays coming up out of the south sky right here. I'm going to leave it here for a minute. That sun is up here. Top right of your screen. You can see the line coming down. These rays are coming from, you could look at the line. You could line them all up to a circle about right here. Is there something just below the horizon? Maybe it comes up a little bit, enough to where some light rays are bouncing off, because the sun, this is just talking out loud. This is what, and I'm not being a joke or joking around, this is what men do. They talk to each other around a water cooler or whatever girls talk around. This is what we talk. Instead of talking about soap operas or whatever show is on, I'm looking at it right now on my big screen. Holy crap. That is freakadeaky, and the sun is up in the right corner. The sun's up here, folks. Way up here. Follow this line. This line going up and down. That's where the middle of the sun is, in that line. The sun's up here, but it looks like if you were just looking at this, you would think the sun is here, and the rays are coming up, 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 like a flower, right? All the way out. From here across, you could see the rays. The rays are coming out of the ground. The sun's in the upper right corner. Can somebody explain to me the math of how this works? I hope you can see this. That is not possible. Naturally. Now, the only thing I could think of off of my bird brain is, let's say there's a rock just below that south horizon. Because it's so dang weird that every night at sunset, the sun goes down. I could turn around 180 degrees. I've done it. I've done videos on it. There's a ton of them on my site. And there's the pink sky. You know what? Instead of telling you I do it, let's take a look at it. Let's go. I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. How about that? Because now it makes even more confusion for me, because I see this after the sun goes down and you look opposite side of the sun, meaning you look straight east, and you will see a purple pink sky for about 15 minutes. That's it. And then it goes down. Like something came up to the surface almost and then goes back down. My whole point here is, in this video, you would think the sun is right here and the rays are coming up, 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 and up, right? The sun's up here, way up here. This is not the same. The sun's going to your right. Something, let's just say there's a rock right below this horizon, right? The sun is actually in the position right now that if it's shining light down, it would bounce off this rock, right? And let's say the rock then, because it's infrared, it doesn't have its own light, then is reflecting back the sun rays as if the sun was down here, because it's close enough to shine back and reflect. Could that be why every day at sunset in Illinois, in this northern hemisphere, they spray the shit out of the sky like they did here? Because take away, maybe this only happens 2-3 days a month. Maybe this thing goes around, right? It's in some kind of pattern. Let's say it's going around the earth or whatever. And it's only there 3-4 days a month. Or maybe half the month. Depending where it is. We're talking out loud. Anything's possible. If on those days they didn't spray and then turn on the ELF, and then, like I said, with the mirrored shower, where you could turn a shower glass, you flip a switch, and it like turns into frost. See what I'm saying? So if there was, let's say, a tip of a rock in that horizon that's actually giving off a little bit of light, you could spray the skies in the daytime and then flip the ELF monitors on, and it makes that frosted glass, correct? If you frost the glass, now you don't see what that rock is, but you're still seeing the little sun rays, because they can't block it totally. Maybe because that's not it. Maybe it's not a rock there. Maybe this is a natural thing that I never noticed for 50 years, and now I'm noticing it. That's the other option. And none of you folks ever remember this, and we're being told that this has been happening our whole lives. If you look at kids' school books, try that. If you got any kids, grandkids, ask them to bring their science book home. And look at their science book at the recent clouds that they're teaching them. There's 6 or 7 new clouds that didn't exist a couple years ago that they're now teaching them. That's all I'm saying. Start there. Start there. Go slow. These clouds that have the spinal bones on it look like a fish that's got a name. I don't even care what the name is, because it wasn't there 10 years ago or longer. The sun used to be yellow all the time, not just at sunset. Not white. See what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm thinking out loud. We have a team. We think out loud. This is freaking me out. That's why it's still on the screen. So when I get quiet like this and I'm still staring at something, That's something that's not normal to me. And you can go ask all the people you want. They're not going to tell you nothing. Getting hungry, so I'm going to have a sucker. It's like my 5th one. Alright. This is not normal. We'll leave it at that. So, we don't know what that is. It does look like it could be frequencies too. I mean, right? Or it's always been this way, and we just don't remember it. Now, this is almost south, due south, and a little bit east. So now, you look here, and you kind of line it up. It's more to the south, almost right on it. So whatever this is happening at is like right here. So the sun would be able to shine down here, light up this thing, and bring it back. On this view, you don't see the rays coming up like you do from the side view. You see what I'm saying? So even when shit is right in your face, sometimes you don't see it. Just like when they use these symbols and they put, you know, Baphomet in your face and you don't notice it. Now, look at it here. See the line, that line going through the sun? You could see it down here. It makes like a rainbow loop and ends up down here. It's going, actually coming out of the, whatever these rays are, up into the sun and down. And there it is, straight up and down. So you got to get used to perspective on this camera. All right. That was Arizona, by the way, where they turned your camera off earlier. Let's go to Australia. You will see not only weird people in Australia, wink, wink. They get some of the coolest weird stuff on camera. I think because of the hemisphere they're in. Right now it's summertime there, and right now like the whole country's on fire, like we were last summer. So, I think thousands of cattle just died. They drowned. They've been hoping for rain for like years, and it rained, and it flooded out and killed like everything. So, they're having big problems down there in Australia. What's this? Oh, the sun's shining up that tree. See, you gotta get used to these shapes. Now, I think the sun's just coming up there. This is live time. Yeah. So they're coming into daylight now. Okay. This was last night. This is yesterday. See, it's east sky. It's just coming up. If we would have looked here a half hour ago, it would have just been a little bump here. Okay. You got to remember on this wide chart, we're on the far right side. This was yesterday, about 24 hours ago. 1300. You got to go to not even. 1300 is not going to be till about here, okay? The sun is not even showing up yet on this chart right here. It's right here. See this little light here? That's where the sun's coming up, because the sun is actually in this black part of the scale here. So this, most of this is just bright light. The sun is a little ball that's behind that. You can actually see it going through that tree. So that little ball is coming up right in here somewhere. Okay. Okay. And what else do we got here? Let's take a look. Let's zoom in. You always want to zoom in, and then you want to back out. Whenever you're doing photography or video, you get your zoom in shot, but you also want to step back. Stepping back, just like in real life, sometimes you got to step back and look at the shit around you. Is like you're not in it. You're just looking at it from an outside perspective. You need to do that once in a while, both in life and in photography. So, let's try it. We're going to zoom in first. Now, this looks like it could be some damage on the glass, possibly. What I'm saying is, once you get to know, like, this Australian camera, if this wasn't normally scratched or whatever this is, you would say, oh, my God, that's new. You know what I mean? Because you know the camera so well. You'll get to know these things. But this is why I was saying earlier, I want to have it where you guys can upload. So let's say you go and capture 2 minutes of this today, and you get like earlier, Joe sees that stuff in Arizona. She could screenshot it and just immediately put it right up on Way Chicago, so then everybody could see it. And the other cool thing is, you're not tying up all your computer space or whatever devices you're using. You know, all those videos hog up a lot of space. So you just upload the video to mine and you're done. Get it? MySpace. Look at these black dots right here. Whoa. 1, 2, and 3. See this? There's 2 right here, actually. And you'll sometimes swear you see like UFOs and shit on here, but I'm sure there's an explanation for almost everything. So there's something strange. Let me zoom in a little more. I think that's as much as I could do. Look at this. Now that could be water. See this? There's some water. That could be. This is why we look. There's a chemtrail there. So I'm going to guess these are water stains. It's not too fun, but you gotta be, is what it is, you know what I mean? If they're water stains, let's call them water stains. If they're not, then they're not. If we don't know, then we don't know. But you can see the sun is now, this is west sky, east. The sun is just rising. This is so cool. We're looking at Australia waking up right now. They're waking up. This is their morning time. We're winding down and they're just waking up. Good morning, Australia. So kind of weird that it's a straight line, but some of these cameras are old too. So, all right, let's go to Italy. What we got going down in Italy? Oh, what just happened? What is that? What is going on? That was a little freakadeekle. Why is it flashing out like that? I don't know what that is. There's equipment here. See the antennas? Looks like a weather station. This is a big antenna going all the way up. See how you're looking up? That's the tip of the antenna.